All right, thanks for coming to Waylon's Way of the Hunter. First thing we're going to do is we're going to give you guys some really awesome tips today to help you out. I'll use some examples to show you, and we'll just go right down through them. We'll start out here in Nez Perce Valley. If you zoom in right here, you see there's some herd of mule deer out there in the distance. The first thing you're going to want to know is that when you go to game settings, you're going to want to change a couple of your settings. Go to field of view. Zoom that out to 120. You see you can't hardly see nothing in the distance. You get your binoculars out, you can't see nothing in the distance. Pretty, but you just can't see any animals. Alright, come back in here, settings, change that back to 60, and you'll see now you can see there's a herd of deer right down in there. Very important to know how to do that. I think it comes, I can't remember what the factory default is, but you definitely want to do that. We'll call that tip number 1. All right, tip number 2 in the settings tab is you're going to want to go over here, open this up. You can see I'm down here in the valley. See all the foliage. And to get rid of that foliage, you can see there's a pheasant right there. Okay, so we're going to come up here. We're going to go to videos, have all your settings for videos. And we're going to turn that foliage down to low. And you can see now without the binoculars, you can actually see there's a pheasant right there. If you're hunting small animals, you're not going to see that in the foliage. So make sure you turn that foliage down. That's tip number 2. Real easy tip. Something I wish I would have known. You can see all the pheasants. Turn that back up. We'll just show you guys again real quick. Whoop. Oh, all gone. All right, tip number 3 is you're going to want to understand your perks. If you go over here to character, and you go over here to perks here, and you go down, you have a whole bunch of different perks to give you a bunch of little benefits. I'm not going to read all through them. You guys can read them. But if you look up here where it says bold action and then look over to the far right of the screen, it tells you exactly what the benefit is for it. Like this one here, it's highlighted, hold your breath, length increased by 25%. That's good for getting an angle. Hold breath refills faster. Lever action, brake action for shotguns. Hiker ones are pretty interesting. If you go down through here, travel 15 kilometers in upright stance, travel 35 and so on down the road. The prone stances, I haven't got those yet. I'll show you guys a way to do that. Outdoorsman, smells like water. There's all these perks right here. So you want to go through and you want to look at the perks. And you want to kind of work on those as you're going. The call ones are not too bad. They're not as hard to get to. This one here, sitting in a tree stand. I don't hunt from tree stands. Which one is it? Right here. This one right here. The Outdoorsman Hunter Sense also works where you're walking. This is one you're going to work at right off the bat, and you just want to interact with 30 unique animal signs. So as you're walking around, you just want to pick up different animal signs. That's a good one to know. You're going to need that right off the bat. You want to start working at that right off the bat. So that right there is tip 3. Look at your perks. Start working towards that one as soon as you can, because you can turn your hunter sense on and then just walk with it on. You don't have to keep stopping and tapping a button, stopping and tapping a button. All right, this next part is technically going to be tips 4, 5, 6, and 7 using the map. So if you come up here and you hit map, okay, you can see right here, there's purple haze right here. There's purple haze right in here. That's the direction the wind's blowing. If I was trying to sneak up on an animal that was in this area, you can see the wind's blowing right through it. If I was trying to sneak up over here, which would be ideal, they're not going to hear me. They're not going to smell me. All right, the other thing you're going to want to know is if I turn off the, whoop, wrong button. If I turn off the filters, right toggle switch, go up here, turn off all my filters. Zoom out, and what you're left here is just the campsites. So if you go to, now let's back up here. Bear with me for a minute. You guys go back here if you don't know. Come back here, click on the P sign, click your Jeep, and your Jeep's going to be there. Now it was already there, but you're going to want to know that because you're going to want to jump in there and you're just going to drive to these 4 outposts. Go to each one of the outposts, and somewhere in that outpost is going to be a map. Where's it at in this one? So you come up here, you do this, click on the map.
You've discovered Nez Perce Valley grassland habitat. Open country for beginners and seasoned veterans alike. The meadows serve as prime feeding areas for both pheasants and badgers. Undisturbed grasslands with tall grass have the potential to hold a lot of small but also some bigger game.
All right, go back outside for a second. All right, so we're back outside. We'll go back to the map. So what that's going to give you is by clicking on that map, there's the one here. These are private lands. You can't hunt on them. You got to do quests or pay for it, but that's fine. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. And what that's going to do is when you toggle off all your filters like that, the only thing that's going to be left on is these question marks like this. These question marks are going to be your campsites. Okay? That's all that's left on here is campsites once you toggle everything off. So you're going to see campsite here, one up here that I don't have yet. And the reason that's going to be important, let's just say I want to hunt this river section right here. Okay, now the wind's going kind of up to the northwest. So if I was to come here, and we'll just do that, we'll fast travel, and I'll just show you guys real quick. Just be patient with me. This won't take but a second. I'm trying to plan my hunt. Down here, and that's probably good enough. We'll zoom in, and you can see that as I go down through here, and I'm hunting, right? The wind's kind of pretty much blowing where I'm going to be going. So I'll be here, it'll be blowing, the wind will be blowing across this way and kind of the way I'm heading. But if I come up here, fast travel, maps in these campsites too. A lot of times there's quests right here. Make sure you pick up all the quests. You can make a lot of money doing that. You can figure out how to get out of here. All right, we're far enough away. So you can see the wind's not really in my favor going this way. There's more in my favor going this way. So as I'm heading down south, the wind's going to be blowing behind me and to the northwest. So the wind will be blowing in this direction I'm traveling down through here. The wind's going to be behind me, blowing that way, away from the animals that I'm trying to hunt, as opposed to if I was down here trying to come this way. So you need to pay attention to that wind, and you need to pay attention to that purple haze that's on there. And that's why you want to unlock all these campsites. And then you'll notice a check mark next to them. That means that you've checked the map out. If there's a map there and you've got the quest on it, so you want to make sure all of them have check marks. Some of these don't. Some of them will have question marks next to them, which means you didn't get them. Yep. So that is tips 4, 5, 6, and 7 on how to use the map, the winds, and to pick up these outposts and the campsites. Then once you do that, you can travel all over the map. You can hunt pretty much whatever you want to hunt at that point. You can move into this location, hunt here. An hour later, you can come up here and hunt here. That's a good way to track on. If you've got 5 stars, you want to be checking in animals. You can see I haven't really hunted up in this area too much. So I'll turn all my filters back on. Turn your filters back on, you do that. And see all the animals and all that. All right, for tip number 8. Okay, you're gonna want to come into your cabin. You're gonna want to go to the shop. We're just gonna review some gear. You go over to shop, and you see I pretty much own everything. There's really nothing to buy. I don't have that yet. Don't make the mistake that I did, and probably everybody, a lot of other people that start playing this game. You start out with old grandpa's rifle right there. That's what you start out with. You can see over here, right here, it says it's a T hunting tier 4. I wouldn't pay as much attention to that as you think. Energy has, when it hits the animal, has more to do with the tier rating. You go over to, we'll explain that here in a little bit when I go out hunting. But you can see there's a whole variety of weapons. I haven't used the 22s yet. Then the next thing they give you is the, I think it is, if I remember right, it's this right here, the 243, the Remington 783 rifle. It's a hunting tier 5. I would hang on to that. And it gives you, I think you get a scope. Can't remember exactly how that works. But if you go over here to gear, so you're going to want to go, once you get this, you're going to want to complete the quest, and then you just want to keep saving your money up, and you're going to want to get the 308 right here. However you pronounce that. You're going to want to get this 308. Save your money up. Don't buy anything else. That 243 will do that. This gun right here will do just fine until you save the money up for the 308. The 308. Just save your money up for that. Don't waste any money getting anything else. Then once you get that, then you can get like the 338. I recommend this one here for going moose hunting and stuff. If you're going to stay on this map, if you're going to Transylvania, then really at this point all you need is the 308. If you have the 308, you can switch over to Transylvania. 300 is not a bad gun, but don't pay too much attention to this tier stuff. It's really about the energy. I'll show you guys that when I get my scope out. Some of these other guns, this right here, shotgun, if you want to do that, that's a pretty decent shotgun for hunting ducks, pheasants, whatever. Get that one. I wouldn't worry about that. You don't get a lot of money from hitting small animals. You sell meat, so you don't get a lot of money from hitting the smaller animals. You're going to want to hit deer and stuff like that. Get your money up and then worry about it. So if you go over here to gear, you're going to want to get the 10 by 42 binoculars. I made the mistake of buying those, and then I turned around and bought those. These are 10 by 42 up in here, so you're going to be able to see animals from farther distance. Lens quality's high. If you go over here, the lens quality's low. Don't waste your money on these. You can always go back and pick that stuff up. The collars you don't need right away. They do come in handy once you pick up a few perks where you can call animals out of the brush. I do recommend picking those up, and I do recommend working on the perks, but I just wouldn't spend your money on it right off the bat. If you go to attachments, You have a couple of these. I wouldn't worry about those. Those go on the 12 gauge, the 20 gauge shotgun. Not really helpful too much. I would skip all of these. I think that you get this one starting out. This Leopold 2x7x33. I think that's what you get. That's more than good enough for the 243. I would highly recommend that you save up for the 3x18 from there. The 3x18 is, at this point, the best scope in the thing. It's 18 magnification, and it's got a nice reticle in it. I would save up for that. And then as far as the boundaries goes, I wouldn't worry about purchasing any of those right off the bat. You can do quests if you want to purchase them. You can. Quests are kind of nice, but if you want to hunt a certain area, you can go back through and on. You say I don't have any of the ones in Transylvania yet. I've got all the ones in Nez Perce Valley. I do believe I bought these. I completed some of the quests. So the gear is just like I said, just buy the Remington 783, buy the 308, save up by the 338, buy the 1042 binoculars, save up and buy the 3x18, and then whatever boundary passes you want to buy. All right, I think we're on tip number 9. Drink zones. One thing you need to know about drink zones is pretty much every animal has 2 drink zones. See, there's one there, there's one there. You tap on the animal, whatever that you want to hunt. You see it comes up. Rest zones, feed zones. See, rest zones and then feed zones. I said it backwards. Drink zones. Each animal's got 2 rest zones, 2 feed zones, 2 drink zones. If I want to hunt a specific herd, for example, I can highlight this one. I would highlight that. I would highlight that. I would highlight that. I would highlight that. I would also go in here and turn off all my animals. Go to American Badger. You can see it only shows the badgers. That one, do that, depending on what time of the day I'm hunting. That's something else we can discuss here in a second. Now I've got all them zones marked for badgers. I can go down through there and I hunt them. I don't have to worry about it. That's a good thing to know. But basically, who cares what time of the day it is? You're not hunting. Just want to run down here, kind of keep your nose to the ground, bring your hunting sense on. You'll see them glow. And then just tap X, tap X, tap X, tap X, all the way down through here. Sometimes these zones overlap. So you want to make sure you pick them all up. You don't want to skip. Assume they're all the same because you might just miss them. And just run down through these river valleys like that, both sides. Let's know some over here. A couple up in the middle in case it's a different animal. These happen to all be the same herd, so it's no big deal. But I'm just saying I've missed some of them come down through here. At this point, you're not even hunting. Really, you're just killing. That is how you get all these animals. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? That's how you get all these animals. And if you want to hunt a specific herd, like I said, then you click on it, and then you can find, that one, that one. So it's important to run all these rivers and do that. Don't matter what time you hunt. You just run down through there, scout. You can always come back later and hunt the next day. You do that, you come back here. Go to encyclopedias. go to animals. And we'll pick, I don't know, one of the deers, mule deer. We'll pick mule deer. Come over here, and you can see right here where it gives you the life cycle. So they all start drinking at 9 o'clock, and they drink up till 1300. They eat, drink, rest. You got all their zones right here. You can go to any of these animals, they'll do that. Now, some of the animals don't have drink zones that I've found. Ducks, I've never found one for a duck. I've never found one for a pheasant. I've never found one for a rabbit. Probably some other ones, but for the most part, they all have drink zones. Definitely the rest of them do have rest zones and eating zones. So if you do want to hunt those animals, you just do that. So you just come in here, hit sleep, fast forward your time. It don't cost you nothing. You don't want to do 8:44. Just go to the next time slot, sleep. You can do this as many times as you want. Bam, just like that. It's 9:44. Come out here. Now you can go down through here and hunt all these drink zones. At least till time runs out. Alright, now we finally get into the hunt. So we'll do a couple things here first. See if we can find something to hunt real quick. Usually you get lucky, there's usually something out here. We'll find him, we'll spot him, and then we'll come back up here. Okay, so you can see there's mule deer right there. Just setting another mule deer. They're always there. We'll mark that. 532. Come back up here. You can do this one of two ways. I just want to point something out. Come up here, grab your Jeep. That's what's nice to know about where the drink zones are at. Just to prove a point. Of course, I can't draw it. Draw there, we're getting out of the straightaway. We'll draw it to within 300 meters. Park, get out. As long as you don't drive within 300 meters, you will not spook those animals. See, they're all still right there. Same for running. You can run up to 300 meters. Try to get a little closer. See, they're not spooked, they're not alarmed, not nothing. Okay. Now once you're within that range, now you want to start walking. You walk up to, you're about 200 meters up to them. All still there, they're not spooked. They're moving, but they're not spooked. Now they are moving, so I don't know exactly how close they are now. So I'm within 200 meters of my marker. Now I'm going to squat. You get to within about 150 meters. Hunter senses on, that way if they get alerted, Alright, now we're within 100 feet, and I really don't know where they're at, so we're going to cheat. We're going to switch over to photo mode. We're going to go up in the air. Now on photo mode, if you go to, this is tip number, that was tip number 10. This is tip number 11. So if you go over to photo mode, you go over here to field of view, and you can move that field of view in and out, kind of like a zoom lens on a camera. Zoom that in, you can kind of really see that they're really not really moved that far. They are behind these trees, so I'm going to have a hard time, so I'm going to change my angle. My wind down here is blowing from left to right, so I'm going to go this way. Be downwind from them. We're within about 136 of our marker. And we got a good shot of another deer, so we'll get up here, get a good mark on him. I did know that one of these was a 4-star. We're within 100 meters. Switch to photo mode, go up. See, we'll zoom in here. We'll just use photo mode. We'll go in and look at this one. This is probably, this is tip number 11. Some people call it a cheat. I don't call it a cheat. I'm not cheating. I'm just using what they gave me in the thing. Hide that. There we go. And you can see that is one nice mule deer right there. Get a good look at him. Right there. His antlers are a little messed up. He's probably young or a young adult. That's probably a mature. Go back in here. We're gonna leave these guys alone for a minute and get a little bit different angle on them. Alright, now that we're down here, we've got a good shot at this doe here. I'm not going to shoot him. I'll finish my hunt up on... Yeah, I don't want to take that doe. We do have genetics on this. That's a 2-star adult. Nope, it's mature, female mature. You can see I'm relatively close. Mule deer are not that hard to get up to. Yeah, where'd you go? Alright, so now we'll pull out a gun here. And this is the 308. So if you look in here, if you look in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you'll see the energies in yellow. That's what you want. You don't want to pay too much attention to what tier gun you have. It gives you a rough estimate. It needs to be in yellow when you shoot it. If it's not, you'll lose trophy ratings on the score. Oop. Yep, pulled out the wrong gun again. We'll pull out Grandpa's old rifle. And if you do that, you see it's still in the yellow, but it's a different number. Which means I can take it with a tier 4 rifle. I'll still get the full benefits of it. I'm not going to shoot him. I'm watching these and waiting for him to grow. Just kind of watching this herd. I've been managing it. Just watch it for a minute. Come on, get out from behind there. That's my adult. Really don't want to get any closer. That's a young. I don't want to shoot any one-star youngs. That's it, adult. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this herd for it to go. I'm going to come back. That one right there. This is one I'm going to come back for when he gets to be a 5-star mature. If he makes it to be a 5-star mature. But he looks really good to me. I can't make it out. Any 1-star mature or 2-star matures, you want to take them out of your herd. 1-star adults ain't too bad. Young ones, you just want to pretty much leave those alone. That's how part of managing your herd. And I see where he's a 4-star up in the right-hand corner. But yeah, hey, that's my tips and hints. So that pretty much covers them all. I explained the energy in the upper right-hand corner when you got the guns out. Even though this one here is a tier 5 gun, those are tier 5 animals. You can see its energy is 3,451. That'll take him down. This one's Grandpa's old rifle. It's a tier 4 rifle. It'll still take him down at 1,400. So if you go to encyclopedias, I don't think it says under here. Let me check. Mule deer. Oops, wrong button. Bear with me. Nope. Doesn't tell you how much energy it takes. But you can trust that, distance 804 meters. I could take him down. He'd probably run for a little bit, but you get the idea. All right, I appreciate it. This is definitely one we're going to be keeping an eye on. Been managing this herd. It's an easy one to manage. It's right outside the lodge out front. It's easy to find, easy to see. But hey, thanks for watching Way on the Way of the Hunter. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you like this video. We'll make more of them. You guys have a great evening. Enjoy your hunt. Bye.